That's right. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. We are here to do live Week 16 Underdog Fantasy Football Drafts. Coach Smitty will get you in the door and get you double your deposit, first deposit up to $100. So if you want to double that first deposit up to $100, you hit the code Smitty, or really, you just use that link that I just dropped in the live chat. That's even better. Use the link. Code Smitty gets inserted for you. We're drafting and we're doing it live. Buckle up. Buckle up. Okay, I guess our intro isn't working now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios.
It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live!
Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
From the Fantasy.
No breaking news as of this moment. My soundboard, of course, needs to be rebooted. My controls need to be rebooted. Your boy goes live so much, I got to restart my computer almost every other live stream. And if I don't have time, then things like this happen. But we're here to do it live. Appreciate every single one of you in here. Punch that thumb up button on the way in the door. Let's roll. Underdog Fantasy. I'm going to drop the link right now in the live chat. Please hit that link. Do it live. They'll double your first deposit up to $100 over at Underdog Fantasy. I'm going to pin the link right now so it's really easy for you guys to find. That link has been pinned. And we're going to be jumping straight into an Underdog draft right now. Week 16. We're going to be doing a Week 16 draft. And I thought about doing a playoff or two draft, but we'll have to play that by ear to see how many drafts we could squeeze in. But let's go ahead and jump straight in to let's go straight to the scroll over. It's going to be the third card on the carousel, Battle Royale Week 16. Hit that green button. If you don't get into this one, don't worry. Your boy's going to do another one. They go quick. They're literally 6 rounds, 6 people in a draft, 36 players, and then we draft again. So all you got to do is hit that link that's pinned in the live chat, the link that's in the description, which inserts code Smitty, which you could do as well, but much easier to use the link. And you can get all ready to go and get ready for the ball, Cinderella. And this particular ball begins right now. We need 2 more people to join. Looks like we're full. Well, no, hold on. 1 more to join. And now we are full drafting soon. Draft orders being dictated right now. Shuffling. 1.1. Doing it live. 1.1. We got the 1.1. Okay, half of my soundboard's working. The other half is not. I'm starting to realize. So let me get back to this real quick. Let me just close it, restart it. Some stuff I can restart without closing my whole stream down, but sometimes I'm left with a little manual situation. Okay, so on the clock, draft starts in 23 seconds. First super chat of the evening is, oh, that's not Chester. Christopher Smith with a $10 hauler. Christopher, it's good to see you in here, my broski. Christopher, $20
alert.
Hauler.
Super chat alert.
$20 super chat. $20 super chat.
Christopher, appreciate you, broski. Dropping a 10 wad. No comment, just trying to give back to the channel. He's such an amazing man. This guy, Christopher Smith. Looks like I'm on the clock here. Okay. Tyreek. I'll go ahead and go Tyreek, I guess. Tough matchup, but let's do it live. Taysom Hill, Hunter Henry, Kincaid, Denver, or Jets. I go Jets, and I guess I go Hunter Henry. He's just probably the most consistent option there. Not that I love all the options, and I love Kincaid, but I understand where you're coming from right now until he bounces back. And I do think we'll probably see it at least during the NFL playoffs. Not maybe the fantasy playoffs, but we'll see him do some things that make us go, wow, he's going to be so good. But he's kind of following the later track that Laporta was on. Laporta went through a little bit of a slump, if people remember. Hard to remember because he's so fire right now. But rookies go through slumps, and we just don't know if Kincaid's going to break through it this week, so it's kind of a risky play. So Hunter Henry, given his ability to grab touchdowns, probably is a slightly better option. Let's go to the board view so you guys can keep track of what's been going on. Tyreek went 1 to me, a 1. CeeDee Lamb 2. JJ 3. Amon-Ra 4. DJ Moore 5. I'm still amazed that JJ goes this high. DJ Moore 5. Rashad White 6. And Isaiah's on the clock with his back-to-back right here. We'll see what he does. We'll see what he does. How many people are in this building here? Hit that thumb up button on your way in the door, please. File on in. Justin Fields and DJ Moore paired up together. Okay. Mostert, Amon-Ra, JJ, and who? Who you pairing here, buddy boy? All right, let's open up the phone lines. If anybody wants to dial in, go ahead and dial in. I probably won't throw the number on the screen yet because we're going to get blasted with phone calls. So if you know what to do, you know what to do. Laporta going at the 10 pick. That's not a bad selection at all. Who's getting paired up with CeeDee Lamb in this 2 spot? Let's see. Then I got back-to-backs. I'm excited. Let me go prepare. Okay, Dak Prescott went. I'm going to go with Jahmyr Gibbs with this pick here. My 2 players so far are Tyreek Hill and Jahmyr Gibbs. I'm going to circle on over to the quarterbacks. This slate of games doesn't give you many options. So at this point, I got to go Tua. I've got Tyreek anyway. And, you know, a lot of the big name players, quarterbacks, are not in the mix here because of the slate of games. It's the morning. I think it's just the morning and afternoon slate. This doesn't include Christmas Day on Monday. It doesn't include Thursday, and so it's kind of a mixed bag with the quarterbacks. How the quarterbacks are lined up here. Who's available to you? So you don't have a lot of options there. You kind of gotta swing big with a Tua, or maybe you go with a Baker and get lucky, or you do some sort of strange stack. But there's a lot of great players missing from this week 16 battle royale because of when the teams play. Get the phone line here. TJ, you're live. What can I do for you? Keep it as short as possible, TJ. I can't go over your whole team. I'm in the middle of a draft.
Thanks for taking the call, Smitty. I just got a quick defense question for you. Would you go Jets, Packers, or Broncos?
Jets, Packers, or Broncos?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I'm going to say... Hold on 1 second. I'm going to get this thing on screen here. This camera here. Hold on. Jets, Packers, Broncos. I'm probably going to go Jets, man. I mean, Jets have been the best D all year out of that group, right?
For sure.
So, I mean, it's easy to like play this game late in the year, and I'm not saying you're going to get it right doing, going with the highest ranked D. Let's see here. I'm on back-to-back picks here. 1 second.
Yeah, no worries.
Pollard, Etienne, Bijan. I don't know, man, what to do here. Jeez. I guess I'm going to go Etienne. And then at wide receiver. Good Lord. Damn, man. Who's there at tight end? I guess I'm going to go...
McBride.
McBride's not there. Okay. All right, we'll swing back. I don't know. What were we talking about, bro?
You said Jets over the Packers and Broncos.
Who knows, man? I mean, trust your gut.
Yeah.
Trust your gut. I go Jets. The Jets have been doing it all year. They're what, 4 or 5 in your scoring format?
Yeah, they're 3.
Like
Yeah.
anything can happen matchup-wise, but
Okay, yeah. And then what about Bills or Eagles?
give me the Bills. I think the Bills cause some
Yeah.
chaos. I think the Bills are on a mission. I think their defense steps up. I think their offense steps up. I think the Bills and the Eagles and probably the Chiefs, maybe not all three, maybe two of the three. I'm not saying all three of them for sure, but I think two out of the three, maybe three out of the three of the Eagles, Chiefs, and Bills absolutely try to send a message this weekend. And I know that a lot of people are going to say, oh, the Eagles, of course they did well in this matchup and they're still frauds and whatever. I don't care. I think they're still going to send a big, loud message. And all three of these teams are trying to get in a groove so that when they get into the playoffs, they'll be firing on all cylinders. I think the Buffalo defense steps up big. But who the hell knows, man? Sometimes with defensive and kicker questions, the best rule of thumb is this is what I always tell people. This is not to try and dodge the question either. This is just logical because defenses and kickers follow a different trend and average than other players. The NFL, fantasy football, it's the one fantasy sport where literally you could do nothing for 10, 12, 14 straight weeks and you could be Ty Chandler, come in and be a top 5 running back in the last 4 weeks of the season. It's just fantasy football is that. The nature of fantasy football is unpredictable, short bursts, no predictability. Sometimes if you don't get a sense of what the player could do unless you know that Ty Chandler is a 4.38 guy. We talk about how exciting he is to own. Like you can see things coming, but it's different than like baseball. Fantasy baseball, it's a lot averages. If you're at 6.785 point per guy per game, you are at 6.75 whatever points per game. Every single week, that's your average. Like, you might vary from time to time, but if you score 6.8 points in fantasy baseball, you don't vary from that. Like, it's so boring. That's why I hate fantasy baseball. But kickers and Ds are kind of similar in that, like, there's not a lot of volatility to a certain level. And so if you're looking at a D or a kicker question and the Jets are outscoring the other D by 4 or 5, 6 points a game, or let's say they're up by, let's say one's the third or fourth defense is like the Jets and the other one's like 9. And, look at the game logs, take a look at the last 4 games, the last month. And if one's playing much better than the other, then you can have like an argument to like have this debate or conversation. But if the Jets and the Packers, the Jets and the, whatever the defense might be, are close, but the Jets are ranked higher, and you don't have any sort of reason to believe there's a trend going on. What are you gonna do? Just play a matchup, a blind matchup? I don't know. I'm not doing that. Plus the Buffalo Bills. I forget if you asked the Buffalo Bill question, if someone else did.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, okay. I think you're the first caller anyway. my shows are running together. It's a great matchup anyway. Buffalo Bills to the moon.
Especially with Keenan out, I think they're gonna.
Yeah, I mean it's a great matchup. I mean the Chargers are gonna get destroyed.
Yeah, Saturday night. I like that.
All right, bro.
All right, thanks, Smitty.
All right, later. I don't know if it was that caller or the caller that didn't call before, because this is the first caller. My shows, my days are completely running together. I don't even know what time it is. I don't know if this is a morning show. Is this an evening show? I do know one thing. I got the most points projected on the slate here. 79.3. Tua Tagovailoa, Jahmyr Gibbs, Travis Etienne, Tyreek Hill, DeAndre Hopkins, and Evan Ingram. Feels like a potential winner to me. Let's screenshot that bad boy. All right, let's back up. Okay. Hit that Battle Royale Week 16. Hit the green button. If anybody's unaware of how to get in, you hit the link that's pinned in the live chat. That link will insert promo code Smitty for you. And do it live. Hit the green button. If you haven't already, jump in. It makes me unplug it when I'm trying to enter in because it gets confused when it's plugged in. So if you missed this draft, we'll do another one. Don't worry. Okay? How do you get in? Smitty, how do I get it? Link is pinned in the live chat. The link is in the description. The code is Smitty. They double your first deposit if you use the link or my code. That link inserts the code for you. That's how you get ready. Then all you got to do, once you're inside the app, you're ready to go. We scroll over to the third card on the main draft tab, which is Battle Royale Week 16, and we all click the green button together. It's that simple how we get into these bad boys. All right, let's see here. I'm going to hit the phone lines again. Phone lines are open. Dial in if you want to jump in. I've got the 5 pick in this draft. I got a couple super chats, I think, here. At least one right now that I haven't got to. Gavin, appreciate you. Need 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, and a flex. Bijan, B-Rob. Ty Chandler. Okay, so with your situation, Ty Chandler and Bijan are your 2 RBs. You just gotta hope and pray Bijan gets fed. Your wide receiver 1 is Lamb by far. I'm gonna say Garrett Wilson, although I mean it's sketchy, bro. In London, and then your flex is probably gonna be. I mean, Jacoby's not bad, but I think I lean JSN. That's how I'd roll with that team, broski. But it certainly is not. How's the pull-up bar been? It's good, bro. I haven't done as many pull-ups out there, but I will tonight as I want to. I need to get to like 15 pull-ups. I'm at like 5 right now. I was at 10, 12. Now I'm at 5 again. That's what happens when you stop working out. You literally could lose it all in a month. It's crazy. I lost all my. When I did the pull up or the curl, every $20 I worked out here on the channel. I got a little bit bulky, and I didn't like it. I didn't like trim down. I just got kind of like mass, and there was like no definition. I need to drop the LBs, and then. So I haven't been doing as much as I want to. Pull ups will be fine. Pull ups, natural weight, all that, push ups, but I think I'm gonna hold off on the weights until I get down to like 204. Right now I'm like at 224, so I have a ways to go. I have about 20 lbs I got to drop before I think I'm gonna start hitting the weights hard. All right, Amon Ra, Rashad White, Fields. Damn, I guess we'll go with Amon, and then I guess we will roll with I guess we'll go with Dak, just because the quarterbacks are thin, man, on this slate of games. Not my favorite start. Definitely one of those teams where like you almost throw up in your mouth, but like Dak, it sucks taking Dak that high, but there's no quarterbacks in this slate of games. Crazy. Golf, appreciate you, bro. How many people we got up in here? Okay, hit that. We got well over 100 in here. Hit 30 thumbs up. We got to hit that number. Pump it up. Pump it up. Birdman, people like running matchup for Chicago Bears, but Justin Fields is a running back and QB. Can't wait to see DJ Moore score over 30 fantasy points this week, says Birdman. Okay. Birdman's loving the Chicago Bears this week is what he's loving. Wilson, Deontay, or Ridley. No, Zach Wilson downgrades Wilson slightly, but at the same time, you know, Trevor Lawrence is in the protocol. I guess if Trevor Lawrence played, I could see leaning Ridley slightly, but until he's, you know, for sure. All right, phone line is open. Dial in. I'll put the phone line up so you guys can see it. Okay. Getting excited. I'm almost on the clock here. You guys could be drafting too using code SMITTY. Link in the live chat pinned. Link in the description of the video, especially if you're watching the replay. You could be drafting with me if you wanted. But all you got to do is sign up using code SMITTY. Double your first deposit up to $100. And then just jump into the Battle Royale Week 16, the third card on the draft tab. And we just all do it together. So once this is over, we're going to hover over the green button. We're going to hit it together and jump in. That's how we get in the same draft. It's pretty easy. Pretty easy stuff. On the clock right here. Isaac tried dialing in again. I missed your call. On the clock right here. I I guess I'll go Hawkinson, and I'm going to go Achane here. So my team thus far, Amon-Ra, Dak Prescott, TJ Hawkinson, Devon Achane. Try calling in again, bro. I missed your call. Golf, appreciate you. Do we like Hall and Kamara this week? I like Hall over Kamara, but I'm sorry, Kamara over Hall, but I still like Breece Hall. Like I guess in a tough spot, I could sit Hall. Like you got a couple Kamara type players, and of course I'm leaning toward those players versus Breece Hall, who's I don't know. But then again, like can this team run the ball a ton without Zach Wilson, or will they not be able to run at all because they don't have Zach Wilson, which is so hard to say in the same sentence. But Wilson's better for this team. He's not great for the team. He's better for this team than anything else they have. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. We saw him test out other options, and it didn't fly. So Kamara by a lot just because of the likelihood of a solid game. Thank you, Mike GP. Appreciate you. Would I bench Bijan for Chuba? Probably not, but arguable for sure. Arguable for sure. You're not crazy too, but I probably wouldn't. I think at this point it'd hurt worse to put Bijan on the bench and him have 102 touchdowns. You'd hate him. You'd hate his guts, That would be so brutal. That would be the most brutal thing in the world. Got to sit one this week. Bijan, Achane, Ridley. Especially with, Lawrence in the protocol right now. If he gets cleared, then maybe we swing back around and talk about it. But I think still I'd have the same. Reader Singletary. I think you got to go Singletary. Great Scott. He's on fire. Wilson or Joe Mixon? Garrett Wilson or Joe Mixon? Joe Mixon. Zeke over Bijan this week? I say no. I still roll with Bijan there. Zeke's averaging like two and a half yards per carry, and he's getting no work on the ground. I mean, he's awful on the ground. Zeke was the number one running back in fantasy football in week 14, and not good last week. And in week 14, he still didn't run the ball on the ground. It was all receiving. I don't think you can count on that, Man, do I go JT because he's the better feeling pick? Like everyone's gonna say that's the pick, right? Or do I roll the mother freaking dice on Ty Chandler? I think we do it. Wide receiver. Drake London. I guess we'll just roll with we'll roll with Drake London and just hope he does something big. So Amon-Ra, Dak, TJ Hawkinson, Devon Achane, Ty Chandler, and Drake London. Kind of a crafty little team. And if you want to get in on this next draft, all you got to do is make sure you're signed up via that link that's in the live chat pinned. That link that's in the description of the video, and every video practically. Or code Smitty. If you're to download the app and it says, how'd you hear about us? You put code Smitty in. It helps the channel. Do it live. Appreciate you. Let's see. The best ranked team here is this one right here. Tua, Mostert, Hall, Tyreek, Addison, Kmet. Let's see who else I recognize in here. If I don't click on you, I'm sorry. AMC. Sorry if that's one of yours. Okay. I like the team. All right. Let's do something different, actually. Let's go over to... I'm going to give you guys a second to adjust and adapt to this one. Is there a mitten left? Please tell me the mittens are still there. Be there. Playoff weekly winners. Ooh, I like that. Be there, mitten. Little gauntlet. Mitten, there we go. Mittens are a little over half full. Click the mitten right now. This is $5 an entry. This is a playoff draft. Retool your mind This is for you got to win the wild card weekend, so you got to have some wild card guys. You got to then win the next week. You got to win every single round of the playoffs, including the wild card. So if let's say you pick all Niners and they have a bye, and you have every single player you have is on a bye in the wild card weekend, you will not live to see that team do well because you got to get out of wild card weekend. It's such a mixed bag. And so I'm going to hit that button now. Get in, do it live. And if you miss it, just draft in one alongside of us. You'll be fine. You don't necessarily need to be in my draft. You can have fun just following suit. You know what I mean? Talking about it. What are we all doing? We'll maybe do one more of these. So hang tight. Also have Singletary over Bijan. Nate W. Singletary safer. Hate to say that. Is what it is, bro. I still play Bijan in a lot of ways. I mean, last week was a great matchup. Didn't mean anything. But I'm still starting Bijan in a lot of leagues, so I think make sure you are too. Like, I can easily say sit him in for Singletary because I know I'm going to benefit so greatly from other, I would be from other leagues. Okay, 1.1. This is a playoff draft. Wild cards matter. Everything matters. Doing it live. Okay, so McCaffrey goes 1. Damn. I'm going to go Hurts. It's important to have that player that can carry you every single week. Cooper, he's a wide receiver 1 with a high target share with Flacco, says HM. Yeah, I mean, I probably start, I don't know what the question is, but I'd probably start him unless I got, Rashee Rice, I'd start over him, etc. But, Amari Cooper is hard to sit, but he's certainly not, he hasn't been consistent, even with Flacco there. But, last week, he was good. We'll do one more of these, okay? So, hang tight. Let's go to the board view. So it went McCaffrey, Hurts to me, Lamb, Debo, Tyreek, AJB. I love when people draft teams that aren't going to make the playoffs. You know what I'm saying, broskies? Golf. $5 hauler, my boy. What team from the AFC do you think will be in the Super Bowl? NFC feels like a Niner lock. Golf says, yeah, Niners are definitely the favorite. But, I'm going to root for... personally, I'd be rooting for Jalen Hurts. I'm a big Jalen Hurts fan. But I'd say AFC... If Buffalo gets in, I think Buffalo's going to make... It's going to either be Buffalo... KC or Lamar. All right, I'm on the clock here. Damn. I don't know if this is smart or not. I'm going to go Mahomes here. I got Mahomes and Hurts. I mean, it could be very smart, but you only start one quarterback, so it's not like you're it's not like I'm playing both of them, but like that guaranteed amount of points, and then to potentially like what I don't want to happen is miss the playoff or miss the advancing of each round, right? By stacking too much of big dogs. But what I also don't want is to get to a point where like I'm in the championship game, I made it and I have no starting quarterback. You know what I mean? So this makes me feel a little bit better about that. Now, I hate taking Travis Kelce here, and I also like it at the same time just because I feel like he's discounted heavily, and I still think even though he's done for 2024 in terms of the value we'd have to pay to probably get him, could he muster up a final run? I think he could. I think he'll be inconsistent at times, but he can muster up a third-round equivalent value here with a chance of doing better here and there. Good question, Golf. Chiefs, really strong likelihood, I think, of looking better as the playoffs move along. $20 hauler from Chris Smith. No, Chris M4. Sorry, Chris M4.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Chris M4, my boy. What's up, Smitty? Who should I play in my Superflex spot? Tua. Oh, let me go to board view here. Sorry. Tua, Ken Walker, or JSN. Starters are Mahomes. I think, part of it depends on how high scoring quarterbacks are in your Superflex format. If Tua on a mediocre day is going to outscore Walker every single time, then I'm starting Tua. But if you're in one of the leagues where quarterbacks don't score a hell of a lot, I'm in a few Superflex leagues where, a guy will have 3 TDs and 300 yards and he scores 27 points, and it's what in the hell, man? That's a 40-point game. Pisses me off. I hate playing in leagues where a quarterback can throw 3 or 4 touchdowns and be in the 20s. It's garbage. So, I tend to lean Tua, but it really does depend on the scoring, my guy. Okay, so hold on a second. My team so far is Hurts, Mahomes, Kelce. Jeez. I guess I'm going to go... Damn. I'm going to go Jahmyr Gibbs. You got to mix it up a little bit. You can't just have everybody on one team because I got to advance through the rounds. I got to assume some things about, bye weeks, etc. So I need to make sure I have enough players to go around. And then hold on one second, Lateral Nicholas. I'm coming to you in 1 second. So here are my homes. Okay, I need my last Superflex spot filled. Yeah, I think I answered the question. Chris, I definitely would say I'd lean Tua, but not if the scoring is really, really close, because it is a tough matchup. So Walker's a good play. But if QB's outscored by quite a bit, you got to go with the quarterback. Tua should have a decent day. It's a tough matchup, but he should have a decent day. I think he will. On the clock here. Hold on, Lateral Nicholas. Let me make this pick and then I'll... Jeez. I'm going to go Achane. So, as of this moment, I've got Jahmyr Gibbs, Achane, Kelce, Mahomes, and Hurts. Doing it live. Light wide receiver shopping, scooping up the quarterbacks, creating a quarterback run, scooping up the RBs, probably creating a little bit of a running back run. What can I do for you, Lateral Nicholas?
Hey, Smitty, how's it going?
Oh, I'm pretty good, bro.
So I might get clowned for this, but I have a reason. So I'm in the semifinals, and I'm really considering sitting Devontae Adams against the Chiefs, only because this whole season, all alpha wide receiver ones have been held to under 13 points, including Tyreek Hill. I have a list. Hold on. I was doing some research. Tyreek Hill, Keenan Allen, Diggs, AJ Brown, and JJ. None of them got above 13 points.
I hear you. So who's the alternative?
Yeah. So I also have Okay, so I have.
Just-
So he's my flex. So it's Jacoby Myers or Singletary. Is what I'm. Using. But
Hey,
I think
Singletary.
I wanna go-
Singletary's fantastic, bro. There's no
Yeah.
trickery there or sorcery going on. Like you're making Singletary is playing out of his mind. Now I like Singletary a little more. Stroud's in there. It does suck, but maybe they lean on him and he continues to do well. And he's their best player when Nico and Stroud are out. So I don't know.
Right.
I don't mind that at all.
Okay, yeah. I'm just making sure that I'm not doing something totally crazy. I know it's risky, but
Yeah, it's got a little risk to it, but I like it. I think it's a pretty sweet move in a way. In a way, bro.
I'm just making sure that.
No, go ahead.
Oh no. What were you saying?
No, go ahead. I'll talk after you. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was basically convincing myself by making this call because I was already planning on doing it. But now that you're in agreement, then I feel a lot better about it because I was definitely a little hesitant. But
Yes, sir. All right, Nicholas. We'll see you later, pal.
all right, thanks, buddy.
Yep. Doing it live. Doing it live. I'm starting McBride also, says Cody. What is McBride? No, tight end 4 right now. Is he tight end 4? Who are the top 4 tight ends walking into 2023? I mean, I kind of feel like you'd be crazy right now to not think Laporta is 1, right? Laporta is 1. Who's 2? McBride's in this top 4. 3, 4. Who's 2? Who is the second best tight end option after Laporta for 2024? Let's hear all the votes. I'd love to know. I'd love to know who still thinks it's Kelsey. I'd love to know who thinks it's McBride, Hawkinson. Okay, we got a couple Hawkinson votes already. Laporta. Evan Ingram says Birdman. Hawkinson. I think Hawkinson's a safe vote here. And then McBride. Right? I mean, am I wrong? I really like this team that I've got building here. So I'm banking on a few things. I'm banking on the Rams making it into the playoffs, which is, not crazy, but kind of, Hurts, Mahomes, Gibbs, Achane, Kyron, Kelsey, Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua. What are the odds of the Rams even making the playoffs? Let me pull this up. Odds. Rams make playoffs. 55%. I think this is a crafty freaking team. I think this team is freaking crafty to the moon. Puka, Kupp, Kyron. I drafted 3 straight Rams. Achane, Gibbs, Travis Kelsey, Mahomes, Hurts. I'm liking this. Goddard's there. I could still take. Let me see who's there at quarterback. I could still take quarterbacks. I could still take RBs, but I think it's smart to probably go Goddard here because I've got. Oops. I mean, I've got Hurts, so it makes sense. So I've got Hurts and Goddard. I've got Puka, Kupp, and Kyron. I've got Travis Kelce and Mahomes. I've got Gibbs and Achane. That's a squad. That's a squad. It's got a good mix of wild card potential and then, teams that I believe can go deep in the playoffs in terms of the Eagles, the Chiefs. I mean, the Lions still could. The Dolphins still could. The Rams, I mean, who the hell knows what the Rams can do? Rams are pretty damn good. Live. Elvis, you're live.
Hey, Smitty. Now that Olave is healthy, I do want to revisit the Olave-Adams conversation since Olave plays tomorrow.
Real quickly, before we do Olave, let me write it here. Olave-Adams.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's your tight end for if, let's say, Laporta's gone, Hawkinson gone, McBride gone? Is it Kelce at that point? Are you rolling the dice there, or is there another tight end option that you like better?
Man, I don't know if I can do Kelce, but I don't know if there's anybody else either. It's tricky. I mean, Andrews probably. I'll probably go Andrews before I go Kelce.
Andrews, okay. Odds. Hold on one second. I don't know what I'm going to do here. I guess I go JMO here just to pair up my Detroit Lion players. Like I got Gibbs, I got JMO. I like this squad. Okay, I'm sorry, bro. What were we talking about? I got distracted there. I want to make sure I didn't screw up my last pick.
All good. You asked me about the tight ends, and then I had Olave-Adams.
Olave-Adams. Okay. Yeah, so this one, I think this easily could be argued in redraft that Kelce still potentially could be here, but I just don't know. It depends on his ADP. I'm out on Kelce if he's anywhere close to first, maybe even mid-second round value, maybe even second round value, period. If Kelce starts falling into the third round, which I don't think he will, but it depends how he finishes, then shit, I mean, he could easily go here, I guess, at that value. But I would say, like, you have Njoku, you have
I wouldn't put Njoku that high.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just, people are listing him off. I mean, he's definitely in the conversation. I mean,
yeah.
Let me just pull up my rankings and just refresh my own memory on some guys that I might not even be. I mean, I still love Kincaid. It's just we gotta wait for him. Kittle's gonna drop off a little. Maybe he's older. He's abused to his body. Evan Ingram, Luke Musgrave, Njoku, Goddard, Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews can't stay healthy though, man. I don't know.
Yeah,
Part of me wonders, like, if this is just a crazy, like, close debate between a bunch of players that I don't think any one of us really believe is almost deserving of the 4 spot. Like, this could be a potential tier break, which is insane.
Yeah, well, I also think it depends on how the off season goes for the rest of the team. New coordinators, you never know. Arthur Smith situations, God forbid.
I love this team, man. I love this team I drafted. This is my team right here. Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes. This is a playoff team. Playoff team. It's a mitten, so you got to take it the distance. That means you got to win wild card weekend. You got to win the second. You got to be prepared for all of that. Strategy through the roof, because you can't just have a bunch of teams on a bye, or you're not going to make it. You could have the best team in the world. You could have a team full of 2 teams that are on a bye, and you won't even make it past round 1. I got Hurts, Mahomes. You only start 1 quarterback, but that I'm safeguarded there like a madman. Gibbs, Achane, Kyron. Rams have a 50% chance of making the playoffs. Gibbs, Achane, Kyron. Kelce, Cooper Kupp, Nakua, Goddard, JMO. I like it. Highest ranked team is this one, 3 DJ Speedy, Goff, Lawrence, James Cook, Monty, Elijah Mitchell, Debo, Diggs, Amon-Ra, Ridley, Ingram. Not bad. I'm not going to lie, Speedy. I like mine better, but I like your team. And then this one right here, 351. Dak, Josh Allen. He did a similar thing that I did. McCaffrey, Raheem, Mostert, McKinnon, Dowdle, Cooks, Gabe Davis, and Njoku, MVS. I don't love the wide receivers, but your running backs are off the hook, and your quarterback too. And I'm surprised they projected this team. I think it's all the Ram players. They probably just don't anticipate, even though they got a decent chance. All right, one more mitten, guys. Click the mitten and hit that green button. I'm going to punch it in about 8 seconds because we have about a 8 to 10 second YouTube delay. All right, what else can I do for you, bro? Elvis?
The Olave Adams.
Oh, yeah. My bad. Chat, can we do a new vote on this, please? Olave or Adams? Who are you starting this week? Olave is now playing. He's a go. Adams is a tough guy to sit, tough guy to start. The matchup isn't exactly golden, but maybe they're down so much they're throwing that dang rock over and over and over. O'Connell did have a very, very good game. You could springboard off that, or he could fall flat on his face. I guess I would say, I lean Olave.
It's tough because I can't really make any other moves. All my other team or all my other players are locks.
Yeah. I guess I lean Olave by a hair, bro. But I mean, if I'm being honest with you, and I've kind of been this way the whole time you've asked me this question, I'd be wavering up until the final second. I'd probably switch it out 3 or 4 times. It's just how I feel about it. Christopher Smith, $20 haul. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna. What if I started Olave, and then would you play Adams over A-Chain?
No, I mean if
Olave
if A-Chan's
did nothing,
if A-Chan's banged up and there's a snap count or something, but I personally, I'm okay if A-Chan gets 10 points on me and versus the risk of putting him on the bench, and he is the highest scoring running back in 2024 in a single game. He's got that potential, and I'm not sitting that potential. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if everybody thinks he turned into a pumpkin. In my mind, he did not. He did nothing of the sort. You still got 9-10 points depending on your scoring format, and that's a salvageable day. People are just pissed off he didn't explode because I said A-Chan 3,000 times on a marker board. So hold on one second. Let me make this back-to-back pick real quick. Hold on. Damn. I'm gonna go Purdy and Mahomes and start off my draft in similar fashion and break all the hearts of everybody that thought they were gonna get one of the two. I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, it's tough because I can't sit A-Chain, I can't sit Gibbs, and I can't sit Kyron. I can't sit Diggs either, so that I have to pick between those two. I think I like the Olave move. He's so consistent. Adams, even though I sat him last week, he hasn't done anything for 2 months. So, and Olave got to rest a little bit. A little fresher legs.
I go Olave. I'm not sitting A-Chain, so it's between Adams and Olave. I mean, Adams does have a tough, kind of a tough matchup.
Yeah. Somebody in the chat says something about Speed probably following them.
Yeah. All right, hey, Elvis, call back if you got another one. I gotta handle these super chats and get this draft going. Appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you.
All right, Christopher Smith, $20 hauler monster.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Christopher Smith coming in hot with a 20 wad. My team is Goff, Gibbs, Pollard, Kupp, Waddle, Laporta, Flexes, Garrett Wilson, T. Higgins, and Jake Elliott. Browns D. Bench, Godwin, Zeke, and Njoku, DeVito, Moss, Samuel. Who to start and sit. Goff, Gibbs, Pollard, Kupp, Waddle, Laporta, and Garrett Wilson are a strong bunch. I guess Garrett Wilson and maybe T. Higgins you could swap out. I mean, you could go swap out Garrett Wilson and Njoku, but I'd probably go T over Garrett. And if those are two bench, I think those are two flex spots actually. I'd maybe go Njoku over Garrett Wilson. I think. Amon Ra. Richie Rice. Do a little different type of a stack here. Go a little early wide receiver shopping instead of the way that I went last time. Yeah, I mean, you're not crazy to go Njoku over Garrett Wilson. But you're also not crazy to throw in, to keep Garrett Wilson in. But without Zach Wilson, I don't know. I just don't know what to expect out of Garrett Wilson. I would lean Higgins and Njoku, bro. Did that answer your question, Christopher? If I didn't, then you know I'm going to hit you back. You know I'm not going to leave you hanging. My boy Christopher coming in strong with that 20. Would you start QB Howell or O'Connell or running back Achane, Gibbs, Walker, Charbonnet, Hall? Is this a flex question? Superflex? Okay. Superflex spot. Would you start QB Howell or I'm not starting those quarterbacks over Achane or Gibbs. Chandler even I like over those guys. But the answer is Gibbs. And if this helps you in case you got multiple spots and you asked the question wrong or something, I'm ranking this group as Gibbs, Achane, Chandler, Walker. Gibbs, Achane, Chandler, Walker, or Gibbs, Achane, Walker, Chandler. Then Hall in that order. Okay, you haven't missed all year, Smith. Yes, I have, Christopher Smith, but I appreciate you, bro. Maybe I haven't for you. That would be amazing if I haven't missed for you all year. All the questions you've asked, that'd be unbelievable. Christopher Smith to the moon. Christopher Smith to Saturn.
To Saturn.
My boy. My boy, Blue. You know, Christopher, when you aren't in here, we get sad up in here. You know, there's times where you vanish. I know you probably work hard, and I forget what you do. What line of work? You don't have to tell us where, Christopher. We don't want to pinpoint where you're at. But what line of work is it? But you're out working hard, and when we don't see you for about 2, 3, 4 days, it hits different, bro. All right, I'm on the clock. I'm on the clock here. Let's go ETN and Kyron. Doing it live. Let's go. Let's go. Hoosiers. We already did Battle Royale Week 16. Now we're on to Mittens. This might be the last one. I'm not sure. Retail. Christopher, you're a monster. Smitty once told me to watch Friends over Family Guy. He misses sometimes. Not true, 10,000 noodles. I don't think I've ever recommended Friends on this show. But I know you're just joking. I never miss on... First of all, 10,000 noodles. I'm better at predicting or at least alerting you to movies and TV shows to watch than fantasy football. And to be quite frank, if I had to maybe do a different type of content on YouTube, I would very much enjoy movies and TV reviews and have like one of those shows where like the season finale ends and I go live and all the people that are just, like Talking Dead for Walking Dead. Like I seriously could do that. And I think I'm better at finding good TV shows and movies than I am fantasy football. I could give you 2 shows that would blow your mind. Blow your mind. You've probably never seen, and you go watch them, and you come back and say, "Good Lord, Smitty, where did you find those absolute gems of TV shows? Like, unbelievable. Like, now what? Now what? Now what do I watch?" You'd be begging me for a list of other shows to watch, bro. Just begging me. Why did Laporta go so late? And how did I not see him when I was on the clock? Well, I mean, I guess I needed RBs, but Laporta went at freaking 6.2. All right, we're gonna go with Puka, and we'll go. I mean, Rashad White. The Bucks are fighting for a spot. He's not a bad ad. Might as well stick with the theme, though. I'll go Stafford here, get another quarterback in the mix. So I got 3 quarterbacks, which is pretty interesting. So if I was ranking shows that a lot of you would not know, and some of you know because you've watched my show before, and I've talked about some of these shows. But the most underrated, most unknown shows that people don't know about that are some of the best shows to ever be made on television in television history. Like, I'm not talking about these are good shows. I'm talking about these are you ignore your family, you call in sick. Can you mute yourself, John? Because you got a lot of reverb going on, and I'll come to you in 1 second. I mean, we're talking about shows that, like, you're just gonna. John, can you mute yourself? Thanks. Show number 1. Probably one of the best shows in the history of television. It's on Amazon Prime, the first season, and then I think you can maybe buy the rest of it, or you have to get a certain network. But it's Banshee. And it is one of the most unreal. It's Breaking Bad meets Fargo meets something. And it's amazing. Just absolutely freaking amazing. The writing is unbelievable. There's like 8 plots going on at once. When one problem that looks like it's going to get out of control finishes, the other one's already overlapped it, and it's nonstop. Just unbelievable. And it's not a comedy, but it's one of the, like, The Sopranos is not a comedy, but it's got a lot of amazing, like, dry humor that's just like, not dry humor, but just unplanned humor, just awesome characters. That's kind of how, this show doesn't have, like, humor to it, but it's just like there's so many awesome things to it. It's unbelievable. Banshee, Amazon Prime. Okay. Hold on, I'm on the clock here. Rashad, I mean, why not? What if Rashad White I'm just going to pick Rashad White. And then I need a wide receiver here. What are the odds of the Vikings making the playoffs? I got 10 seconds. Vikings. Come on. Damn it. I don't know. I'm going to time out. I'll just pick JJ. What are the odds? Odds Vikings make playoffs. Waste of a pick. .5%. That's right. I was going to time out. Okay, so that's number 1. One of the best shows. Cinemax. That's Hoosiers. Thank you. So it's going to be Prime. And then you got to get Cinemax to finish it out. Pause. Cinemax. Anyway. All right, move on. Number 2. And I'm telling you, If one of you watches an episode of this, or maybe an episode and a half, and you come back to me and you say, hey, Smitty, I didn't really like this one. You didn't give it a try, and that's on you. And there's nothing I can do about you dropping the ball and 100% abandoning a piece of glory that I'm telling you about right now. This is your own fault. This is your own fault. It's just called Max, I think. No, that's HBO, Hoosiers. HBO is Max. Cinemax is a whole different channel. Pay attention, Hoosiers. Okay, I'm trying to school you on TV shows, bro. Hang tight, John. Oh, John just hung up. John's like, F this. John, hang tight. I'm coming for you 1 second. Let me just finish this real quick, all right? Just mute if you could. I'm almost... John, real quick. Do you have a quick question, John?
Not necessarily right now.
It's not short? You tell me you got a long old question?
No, I mean, I guess I do have a question, but I mean, I'm from the Philly area. I just want to know your thoughts on, if you trust the Eagles' offense still.
Oh, yeah. I totally do. I think people are just off the rocker. Just legitimately off the rocker. It's Eagle hate. It's, the Buffalo Bills, the Philadelphia Eagles, and the KC Chiefs, for whatever reason, I think part of it is because of greatness. Whenever a team has a resemblance of greatness on any level, whether it's the Chiefs having greatness for years, the Eagles looking like they're on the verge of greatness, and they've definitely been great, not winning a Super Bowl, but they're obviously like a great team full of great talent that's struggling bad right now. Struggling bad. Like, let's admit, let's call a spade, right? And the Chiefs are struggling bad.
Struggling bad, yeah.
Yeah, and the Bills were struggling bad, and they're on the right track right now. Whether anybody wants to rip apart how they did what they did last week, they absolutely blasted their opponent last week. It wasn't like some sort of like, oh, well, they did horrible here, so we should judge. Like, look, they didn't need to throw the ball. They didn't need to throw the ball. And they ran down a defense's throat and made them pay the price, and every team's looking at that. And guess what? The Bills are probably going to have up their sleeve coming into this week and the next week variations and different ways to change up, because they know defenses are going to say, you know what, let's not let James Cook beat us. Well, Josh Allen's going to throw 3 or 4 touchdowns. But my point being this, the Eagles are in a rut. The Niners were in a rut. Nobody's talking about the Niners losing 3 games anymore because they're completely out of their rut. The Bills are out of their rut, even though people still complain about them. And I understand why. I totally get it. It's not a big deal. It's preference. It's opinion. But the Eagles have one of the most talented rosters in the National Football League from top to bottom. Are there weaknesses? Sure, but like from top to bottom in general, this is a squad, and they have 10 wins. They have 10 wins. How can you be off? I know they're on a 3-game losing streak, but how can you not have some sort of like, okay, let's understand that this team was firing on all cylinders, and there's a chance they could get back on track. Is there a chance that they don't? Sure. Is there a chance that they kind of do pretty well, beat easy teams, get into the playoffs, and then lose their first tough matchup because they're just off kilter? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely chance that happens. But I think there's just as much of a chance that they make it to a title game against the Niners. And then it's like the 2 best teams, I believe, in the NFL face off against each other. Because I do believe the Eagles are the 2nd best team in the National Football League. They're just not playing like it. I can't guarantee they'll fix it in time. The Niners were playing very much below the number 1 overall team in the National Football League for 3 straight weeks. They fixed it, and now they are clearly the team to beat. But whenever somebody says that the Eagles are frauds and they're figured out, I'm not saying they don't know football, but they either don't know football, or if they know football, they're just wearing goggles. They're just wearing big, thick, either Niner or Cowboy goggles specifically. The AFC people don't care. They could care less about this fight. if you believe that the Eagles are frauds, you're wearing either Niner goggles, or you're wearing Cowboy goggles, or you don't know football. If you think they might be off kilter all playoff long and they lose and they need to regroup next year, they need to get a different offensive coordinator in there, get some change, and mix things up again. That's understandable. Like I get that. Doesn't mean you don't know ball. Doesn't mean you're wearing goggles. You're saying, look, this is one of the most talented teams in the league, but I think they are kind of just. I think they're gonna mess it up on the way out and like regroup and come back. But like people that say Hurts is a fraud, Hurts has been figured out. That, oh my God, Purdy or Dak is so much better than Hurts. Like, give me a break. They're all very arguable. They all have different qualities. They have different traits. They're all kind of fighting to prove who's the best quarterback. And there's still a lot of room for negotiation right now. Purdy's not done maturing. Purdy can either fall off, let's say, in a year or two when he doesn't have all of the weapons he has, or he could mature in a way that he never maybe would have had he not had the weapons, but it doesn't matter because situation and player are tied together. And maybe let's say Ayuk goes elsewhere. They don't retain Ayuk. I think they will, but let's say they don't. Let's say McCaffrey drops off mid-season next year because he's had a ton of mileage and a huge injury history. And we love McCaffrey. We did a ranking mock draft show today where we put him 1, so we're giving him the respect he deserves. But like if he dropped off, what would happen? So we still don't know. So when people say, oh, Purdy's blah, 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 he's absolutely locked. You don't know if he's absolutely locked in. But for people that say Purdy's doing it only because of the Niners, that's also clouded judgment. Like this is a league full of more than one team. And
I think Purdy's a system quarterback.
Well, it's okay to think that. But I think that most people that speak about speak very harshly or negatively or try and tear down Purdy, Hurts, or Josh Allen or Dak Prescott definitely have like some agenda. Because like they're still all like Dak is the only one that I believe you have a legitimate reason to say he can turn into a pumpkin. He can be a very amazing quarterback. He absolutely can. But there have been more times than twice in the last 3 years that Dak has been questioned on a grand scale of whether he's the future for Dallas. More than one occasion, there's been that doubt, and I think everybody forgets that when he's playing well. All right, bro. Anything else?
I just want to say, happy holidays to you and everything.
Thanks, John. Appreciate you, bro.
No problem. Take care.
All right, before I get to these super chats here, Christopher Smith dropping another 20 wad. Christopher says, Smitty, I wavered Laporta for Achane Smitty week 2. I wavered Laporta for Achane. You mean you dropped Laporta for Achane, or you waiver wired both of them? Christopher, either way, I mean, both are a fantastic addition. Laporta, Achane, the both of them would be glory. Each individual is glory. Laporta's fantastic. $20 hauler.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Christopher is my boy. Robert with a $2 hauler. Christopher Smith with a 10. You guy's a monster. He's a straight up super chatting monster tonight. Christopher Smith, appreciate you. His $10 hauler, by the way.
To the moon.
And then I'm getting to my show number 2. Laporta has been a monster all year for me, so it's okay, no playoffs. But next year I'll know how to draft better. Burrow and Andrews getting hurt in the same game sunk my season. Christopher. I hate hearing that, bro. We're going to get you ready for the ball, Cinderella. You just wait. 2024 content's going to be off the hook. Monty or Singletary. I'd probably go Monty for safety, but Singletary if you need a big swing. He's been playing great lately. I just think Monty's going to be kind of like a forgotten man this week. Everyone's going to think he doesn't do anything, but he still could score 2 touchdowns at any given moment. You know what I'm saying? I meant to the moon. Moonshot to anybody who drops that $10 hauler like official. Official, appreciate you dropping a 10 wad. Hey, Smitty, just want to say thank you for all the tips and info at draft and during season. It got me to the ship. Appreciate you, official, so much for dropping that. Thank you. It means a lot to me when you guys, like, literally, you know, he could have asked a question, but he didn't. He's just literally thanking, you know, that's awesome. It makes my night. Thank you, official. Appreciate you. You can ask a question, too. I didn't want anybody to feel bad about that, but I'm just saying, like, that shows, like, he didn't have to do that. He could just watch. You know, this is like when someone turns around and somebody puts a dollar tip in the jar when they can't even see it. It's like that's how that feels, you know. Like, this guy didn't have to do that. He could just sit back and go, yeah, I'll let someone else do it. But no, he came in, dropped his fire, dropped his thanks, and the thanks is all on this side of the table, official. All on this side.
Mashed potatoes!
All right, now for the best gem and sleeper of the night, and it's in the movie sector. You guys ready? This is on you. If you watch one episode of this or 1.5 and come back to me and say that this show is not one of the best shows you've ever seen in your entire life, you don't get through a full season before you start judging it. That's on you. That's your mistake, and I want you to know that you passed on something that's magnificent. Whoops. Borgia. How am I spelling that wrong? Yeah, B-O-R-G I-A. Whoops, I forgot the I. Borgia. So, just to clarify, Borgia is not the Borgias. There's a show out there called The Borgias, plural, and that's not this. This is a bad attempt at making this right here, Borgia. This is arguably the biggest find in TV binging history, and I just gave it to you. And this thing is so unbelievably well written, and it's slow in the beginning. And when I tell you what it's about, you're going to think, oh, that sounds boring, but it's not. It's not. Borgia is about, and it's based on a true story. There's, I'm sure, a lot of stuff. This is going to be found. You know, I don't even know where you can find it at this moment. It's on the Canal Network, which I don't know how you might even have to buy it on iTunes. I don't know. It's worth it, though. I'm telling you right now. But you could buy the first episode. But I promise you're going to almost feel like it might not be action-packed and you're bored of it, whatever. I promise you, this is one of the best shows ever made. It's based on a true story about the Borgia Pope. And the Borgia Pope is said to be the first actual gangster ever. Like, this is the first actual crime family. And this guy, in a true story, actually became the Pope of Rome. And he tried to rule the world, and nobody really knows the story. I don't know if they tried to cover it up, you know, just over time because it's such a stain on the church. But this guy was just worst kind of crime you could think of, and his sons are worse than him, and they try and take over. His sons and him literally try and like take over the world, and this is true. And his son tries to become the best general ever, and they want to conquer lands, and it's unbelievable, this story. But it's a true story about the Borgia Pope, and he's one of the most despicable but likable character, right? It's like Tony Soprano, you like him, but most despicable human beings, and he became the Pope. And it's a true story. Unbelievable. Make sure you watch that. This one's a little more known. A lot of you probably have seen it, but this is called Kingdom, and it's on Netflix. Kingdom is unbelievable. It's Netflix. It's kind of like a Vikings meets Gladiator meets, you know, something like that. It's awesome. It's unbelievable. The main character is Uhtred. He's one of the best written characters of all time. But the best written character of all time is Cesare Borgia, the son of the Borgia Pope. Best character ever written in the history of TV. It is the most, and it's a real character, but the character, the casting, and at first he doesn't seem like he's a well-casted role. He's not you're going to be like, this is the best character of all time. It progresses. He's nothing, at the onset of this. The son named Cesare Borgia, just a little minion. And so the progression of his character is unbelievable. These are the 3 probably best shows on TV. And I'd say to throw in a fourth one, it's let's see. This is Last Kingdom. I'm sorry. Isn't it called Last Kingdom? No, it's called Kingdom. Yeah. Let's see. Kingdom. No, Last Kingdom. I'm sorry. It's called Last Kingdom. Good God. Last Kingdom. So Last Kingdom on Netflix. Okay, so Last Kingdom. And the main character's name is Uhtred. It's like Vikings type of show. Don't forget the last. I'm sorry, I forgot last. And then the next one, ironically, is called Last Kingdom. So ironically, 2 kingdoms. And this one's about it's a made up show. It's not like a documentary of any kind, but it's about an MMA family that has an MMA gym, and Frank Grillo is the main star. And when all 4 of these ended, this is 4, I was like in a little mini depression, But Last Kingdom is Frank Grillo is the main star. Or no, it's called Kingdom. Sorry. God, I keep mixing these up. Kingdom. So this is Last Kingdom. I'm mixing up the names. Last Kingdom on Netflix is the Vikings one. Kingdom with Frank Grillo about MMA. And that one you can find on, I think, Peacock. Peacock, Kingdom, one word, MMA. It's about MMA and fighting. And it's just this family that has this gym, but the characters are just unbelievable. That's an unbelievable one. So Kingdom on Peacock about MMA, an MMA family. And if you don't like MMA, it doesn't matter. It's literally the first 4 minutes of the video or of the pilot will have you hooked. You'll be like, damn, this is good. Last Kingdom takes a little bit of patience. Borgia takes a lot of patience to get into. Banshee, only a little bit of patience. These are the best 4 shows you didn't really know about. Kingdom, not that Kingdom zombie show. This is a Kingdom's a MMA one. All right, I'm gonna hit these super chats and then I'm gonna be out of here. Manny G, Start 1, Waddle, Hubbard, Swift, Achan. If Achan's not restricted at all, it's Achan for me. But you're not crazy to go Waddle. You're not crazy to go Swift. You're not crazy to go Hubbard. But I'm not sitting Achan. Start Garrett. Garrett. Wait, what is this? Start. Is that Devonta Smith that you're trying to say? Or Goff? Oh, Geno Smith. Geno Smith or Goff? I'm going Goff. I mean, Goff just had a good day. The Lions look good. I mean, he does flip-flop from having good days to bad days, but that's the way I'm rolling, bro. Give me Goff. Banshee will get you hooked in 2 minutes. It's unbelievable, this show. Peaky Blinders is pretty good. I will say Peaky Blinders, the beginning I started to like near as good as these ones. Like, not quite. Like, Peaky Blinders is a level tiered down from these 4. But Peaky Blinders kind of... I haven't even finished it because I stopped watching because I had too many other shows to watch. But I'm gonna finish watching Peaky Blinders. All right, I'm out of here. Appreciate you all. Thanks for dropping the super chats. Thank you, Christopher Smith, for going wild in the chat tonight with the super chats. Christopher Smith dropping a 20, Christopher Smith dropping a 20, Christopher M4 dropping a 20, and a lot of you, Christopher Smith dropping a $10, Chester dropping a super chat, Gavin, appreciate you, Golf, Nate W, thank you for dropping super chats. I don't know if anybody tried calling. My phone line was down for like 10 minutes just now, so I'm not sure if anybody, like a Mars man or somebody, tried to call in. I'm sorry if my phone line was down. Golf, appreciate you. Nate W. Kane, appreciate you. Christopher Smith, again, thank you. Robert, appreciate you. Robert, artist, official, Manny, and Vang, Joe Vang. I'll see you all tomorrow. Friday, right? Yeah, Friday. All right, see you all tomorrow. Appreciate every single one of you. Hit that thumb up button on the way out the door. We only have 58 thumbs up, but still over 100 people still in here. Hit that thumb up button for your boy. See you all tomorrow. And if Amazon Joe isn't around, he dropped a super chat. I don't think he heard my answer. So until I see Amazon Joe, Puka is the answer, Amazon Joe. Real Teal trying to spread fake news in there. Real Teal. Don't listen to Real Teal. Harry, he's kidding. Don't be gullible, Harry. All right, later, everybody. Appreciate you all. Deuces.
Thank you.